Have you ever eaten a full catfish? Well, up until last night I hadn't, and maybe you clicked on this video because you're wondering if you should. I'm typically a steak and potatoes guy, but last night I decided to branch out a little bit and went to Westminster, and I found myself at a little hole-in-the-wall restaurant called Quan Ca Saigon. It was an interesting journey finding it. You'll drive off the main street behind a strip mall and go through some back streets for a while before you come upon a staircase. Me and my friend were very confused at first, but the signs along the way did help lead the way. Once we entered, we were able to eventually get service, and a sweet hostess took us to our table, and we sat down prepared for our meal. Now, there is a very significant language barrier, but the waitress was very nice and sweet to us. So when she sat us down, we told her that we had one more friend coming, and we sat there for about 15 minutes, and lo and behold, she brought out the full catfish with all the fixings. We did try to order some other items, but I guess they only do 3 dishes on the menu after 5 o'clock, one being the catfish. It was funny since we didn't order, but that was what we came there for. The catfish came with some rice paper, an array of vegetables, 3 sauces, and a mountain of peanuts. I will say the catfish was very crispy.
I don't know where to start. Oh, she crispy.
Is she crispy?
She crispy.
She got some crisp down now.
Crispy.
Ooh.
Hi. Oh my god. Okay, that's not working.
There we go.
Okay,
Alright.
okay.
This actually smells really good.
I can't smell.
Alright, taste test.
Oh my god. But I feel like I'm supposed to wrap it in a thing, no? Okay, I'm gonna just raw dog it.
Raw dog it.
That's fish.
It's fish.
That's fish.
Okay. It was fun learning how to make spring rolls with all the ingredients. Mine originally came out like a misshaped burrito, but towards the end of the adventure, I was able to make them a little better. I'm not entirely sure what all the sauces were, but they had a very interesting pungent flavor that we weren't really a big fan of.
I don't know what it is. I wasn't expecting that flavor. I wasn't expecting.
But out of the trio of the sauces, one of them was thankfully fish sauce, which isn't too bad and that we actually like, so we dipped our spring rolls in that. Honestly, I'd have to give the meal a 2 out of 5, which is acceptable. The catfish itself was cooked well and did have that little bit of catfish aftertaste, but that's expected. However, there was no seasoning besides the mound of peanuts that was all over it. And the vegetables tasted rather old and stale. But building the spring rolls from scratch and pulling the fish apart was a fun experience to do with a friend. I went for a walk down the long halls and found what looked like to be a dance room, so that was interesting. My friend Whitney gave a slightly higher score. Miss Whitney, what would you rate the cuisine on a scale of 1 to 5?
1 to 5?
Yeah.
Is 5 being the best?
Yeah.
3.
A 6? That's not bad. 60%.
What?
A 3. Very nice. Very good. But of course, we have to do the utility score as well. For location, we'd have to go with a 4 out of 10. There is a lot of parking, but it is in an alleyway and it smelled very bad back there. Availability will be a 6 since we got right in with no reservation. Atmosphere will be a 5, it's average. For the table and seating comfort, we'll go with a 5, again it is average. Now the service is challenging the score. Since it is very difficult to communicate, you would assume that would be a lower score, below average. However, the ladies were very sweet, very welcoming, very nice to us, and they kept checking on us, even though, again, we can't really communicate with them. So we'll give it a 5, again, average. Price is interesting. Since they don't have receipts, I use a piece of paper to tally everything up. So just because that made me laugh and it was so funny, we'll just give them a 7. Variety would have to unfortunately be a 2 since they only serve 3 menu items after 5. Then the quality would also be on the lower side. That would be a 3 since for some reason they gave me a warm Coke even though they had cold ones in the fridge. And also, I did see them keeping their vegetables in trash cans. I believe they were preparing to cook a larger meal, so I hope that was the reasoning. But it didn't look like they were dirty trash cans, but since they're out in the open, they were hot and flies are going all over them, so that's why they probably didn't taste so fresh. Quality has to be a 6 since it's a whole catfish with a million peanuts for 50 bucks. Restrooms are a 2 for cleanliness. So tallying everything up, that's 45 out of 100. So for my scoring, that's between below average and average. Did we get sick? No. Was it a fun experience? Yes, and it's very memorable. But we wouldn't go back. But I appreciate you watching the video. It'd mean a lot if you left a subscription, maybe leave a like, comment something you'd like me to see go eat. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.